Let's go. Everybody, I have on here with me Miss Allison Sugahara. Is that how you say it?
Yes,
Thank you. I practiced. I was okay. I gotta get that
I know. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So we are talking about social media, and you are the co-founder, or you're the founder of the Polygon Market, correct?
hmm
Okay. If you don't mind telling me a little bit about yourself and your business.
Sure, sure. So I'm Allison. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. I'm so glad we found each other on TikTok. um, I run a creative agency out in the Bay Area. I run it with my husband, but I started this business about 6, 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then he jumped on board about 3 years ago. We specialize in branding, websites,
Hmm.
social media management, strategy, and content creation.
Okay. So when I went to your website, the first thing I saw was it said no BS marketing, no bullshit marketing. So
Yeah.
tell me what does that mean exactly?
I feel like a lot of what we have been taught
Mm-hmm.
is around vanity metrics and growth, where I don't think that like we're meant to sustain this kind of lifestyle where we're just programmed to produce content for
Mm-hmm.
what, like, so I feel like when, a lot of us as business owners, we started because we're passionate about what we do. And so I think
Mm-hmm.
cultivating that joy is really important. So I'm always that person who's going to be disruptive in the marketing, industry, because I'm such an advocate for like sustainable marketing versus and organic marketing versus,
Mm-hmm.
clout and vanity metrics. And I just don't think that there's one growth path that works for everybody. So I'm kind of like, I'll shoot it to you straight.
I like that. So what exactly are vanity metrics? Because what exactly is that?
Vanity metrics. So
Mhm.
just getting hung up in the likes and the comments,
Mhm.
mostly the likes and the views, especially on TikTok. I think so many people get caught up in like how many people are seeing their videos,
Mhm.
where there's this sound that was trending on TikTok that said, look, like views are great, but if 30 people walked through the door to see what I was doing, I would be overwhelmed, right? Like
Mhm.
30 doesn't seem like that much, but that's 30 people that have come to you for a reason or felt connected to you. So getting, wiping our mind of the numbers and the metrics
Mhm.
that, need us or that give us validation in some sort of way.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that everyone right now wants to be viral. And if you are not, if you haven't even hit over 1,000, that's a problem. You need to really hunker down on it. And it doesn't matter if your audience is engaged or not. So what do you think about quality versus quantity when it comes to vanity metrics?
I definitely believe in quality over quantity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like other people, and I do love like Gary Vee, but he definitely preaches quantity over quality and just getting
Yes.
stuff out. But I personally think that like, I mean, as a consumer, I don't know about you, I'm overwhelmed like by the amount of content I'm consuming. So
Mm-hmm.
even in the educational space where there's a lot of fantastic advice being thrown around, I will save a lot of those videos for later and then never come back to them again.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I just try to focus on like what is the like message or core thing I want to put out there? What is the
Mm-hmm.
value I want to bring? And I feel like that is so much more effective for people to see rather than like so much.
Yeah, I know. I actually went to my save to watch letter playlist on YouTube, and it was hundreds of videos. And I told myself, I'm never getting to this. I'm not doing
Yep.
it. It's just too much content. No person has the amount of time it takes to watch, I guess, every video on YouTube or keep up with everything. So it's to me, it's better to have a good quality source to go to. So my
I
next
agree.
question for you is do you work with do you prefer to work with small businesses or large corporations?
It depends because I love working with all types of businesses. We work with, we have a client that's a startup and they actually ended
Mhm.
up IPOing last year, which was fantastic. And we have
Wow.
such a great relationship with them. And from a business standpoint, it's a steady stream of revenue because they're on like a monthly retainer. So I really enjoy that because it allows me, like, it frees up my time as like a business owner who wants to also enjoy life. But then my
Mhm.
passion is with small businesses because I know how much they struggle. So I'm
Mhm.
probably more on the side, like from a business standpoint, it's nice to get the startup clients, but then from like a community standpoint, I like showing up for the smaller businesses who maybe can take the free information but doesn't have a budget quite yet to work with us, or creating new solutions for these small businesses that would be more accessible for them.
So where did your passion for small businesses come from?
I worked in a restaurant
Mm.
for 11 years, and
Wow.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the my boss, she's like one of my really good friends now. She just inspired me so much because she was always encouraging all of her kids, that's, because we were all students at the time when we were working for
Mhm.
her. She
Mhm.
always encouraged us to do what we wanted, and so she gave me lots of projects like social media, and like it's where I learned how to build my first website and all of these things
Wow.
that I was able to explore there. And also working at the restaurant, that's how I was able to start my business because,
Mhm.
I couldn't just go start my business without being able to network and get clients. So I think being in that space for so long just showed me like the passion that small businesses have when they're making a meal for somebody, or,
Mhm.
sourcing like the clothes that they love to like share with everybody. That kind of, camaraderie between the everybody in the community got me inspired.
That's great. So it sounds like you got started basically from a community starting with the restaurant. So do you think that small businesses have to absolutely have a community around what they're bringing to the public, to the consumer?
I think especially because they're competing with all of these big corporate businesses, like
Mhm.
Amazon, who where it just makes it so much easier for you to purchase something within 5 seconds, receive it
Mhm.
tomorrow.
Mhm.
So by having a community and like sticking together, it is so important. Like that's how you can like rise and lift each other up. And I've seen it firsthand. Um, when I worked actually with the Chamber of Commerce in one of my local towns a couple of years ago,
Mhm.
it a lot of the business owners had that kind of camaraderie, but a lot of them too with social media were kind of like afraid, like, wait, but if I promote my restaurant, like, or I promote their restaurant, isn't that competing with me? And I was like, no, if you're all talking about each other, you're getting more people to like your community. Duh.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I think 100% it's crucial to be able to find, whether that's digitally or, you know, locally,
Mhm.
having that community to support each other.
So have you seen small businesses because establish a community in 2020? I guess in the pandemic, I was going to say this year. It feels like a long year, but so the year that never ends. But what are some of the examples, exactly some of the examples, that's what I'm looking for, some of the examples that you've seen small businesses use on social media to help, create that sense of community versus competition.
Hmm. I can that same restaurant that I worked for actually,
Mhm.
they I started their, social media presence and they started kind of growing, but they did a lot of collaboration with other businesses, like almost especially because of the pandemic. They were like, this is the time when community needs us the most.
Mhm.
So they were sharing like, I mean, they were working all hours of the day. I know restaurants really were hit hard.
Mhm.
And at nighttime they would go support another restaurant, and so it kind of became this, like, every restaurant you're seeing on their Instagram stories, like where they're supporting, where they're going. And it
Mhm.
was really cool to see it. Kind of like, as a consumer, I was like, oh, I never thought to go get drinks from this place, or I never thought to get a burger from this place. And so it was really cool to watch everybody kind of rally together in order to support each other moving forward. And so you saw that play out, and then it in turn, I think, made a lot of community members, just like actual consumers and fans of the business, want to support
Mhm.
them even more.
Yeah, I think like we've all seen Small Business Saturday, and I think I one month I saw Woman Business Wednesday for a
Oh,
while, but it didn't keep up traction. It was just something that trended for maybe a month, but we've all seen that. Do you feel that that has like we don't need to have those specific trends on social media to bring more attention to small businesses?
I think those trends are definitely helpful, but
Mhm.
I think they should be carried on like over and over and over again. Kind of like when everybody posted a black square, right? In June.
Mhm.
What are you doing outside of just this one trend or this one day? And like for
Mhm.
small businesses, I think, especially ones that are very heavily integrated into their community, it's almost like a lifestyle or part of the way they manage social media because I think it's beneficial to have trends to maybe grasp attention, but I also think
Mhm.
there's so much more work to be done to continue that advocacy.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel that the trends are great for getting it started, but what are we doing to help these businesses beyond the hashtag? There has to be much more support than there is. So with that being said, I've seen a lot of small businesses on TikTok. What do you think that small TikTok has been better for small businesses than any other social media platform? I'll throw it out there. Facebook, they have their ads are very expensive for you to actually
Yeah,
get some type of conversion from them. So what exactly, like, do you think that TikTok is better for small businesses?
I personally think so, but that's because I live on TikTok
Yeah, I
and
do too.
I've and I've seen like I think that Instagram, once they rolled out the e-commerce portion and the shop
Mhm,
portion, that'll probably change it. That's why a lot of people don't, like Instagram anymore. However, I know a lot of businesses still make money there, which is good. But for, accessibility, exposure, virality, being able to reach a larger audience that is actually like aligned with what you like, I think
mhm.
TikTok is a great place to be. I've learned about so many different small businesses and again, I've saved so many. I'm like, I gotta buy your stickers. I gotta buy your
Yeah.
like cups.
I have to buy your glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So you've seen a lot. That's great because I've seen a lot of growth from businesses on TikTok, and it's cool to see them watch from saying, "Hey guys, I have a small business, let's support." And then a month later, they're showing everything that they made from TikTok. I don't know, TikTok has a special place in my heart at this moment. So for someone who is, they have a small business, um, do you recommend that they like what social media platform do they get started on, or do they start on all of them?
Definitely not all of them.
Amen.
Especially if you're like a beginner or you're feeling overwhelmed already because there's so
Mhm,
many rules, to each platform and that's a whole nother story. It bugs me.
mhm,
Um, I think it depends on the content you want to create and like the capacity that you have. Because if you are somebody who does like creating videos or who could do, like video tutorials or anything that's around short form video, then
mhm,
TikTok is probably a perfect place for you. If you're still only comfortable like putting images up and just taking photos, then probably Instagram or even Pinterest. You probably have a little
mhm,
bit more room for growth on Pinterest.
mhm.
Um, at the same time, I think it also depends on like the growth path that you want. If you want more exposure and virality, then figuring out a way to be on TikTok is probably a good idea. There's so many different components, but I definitely think starting with one platform and just exploring that is the best place to be or start.
Now, where does YouTube come into that equation? Does it come into that equation at all for a small business?
I think YouTube could. I am not as integrated into YouTube. That is my husband's forte. He
That's
loves
okay.
making he loves like long form video. He loves watching like just sometimes he watches stuff and I'm like, "What is this?" So like you could definitely be on YouTube. I think I don't know if you saw the other video I posted on TikTok, but it was like this question of which platform do you think is dying? Some people
Mm.
thought that maybe YouTube was dying, but I think they're really trying hard because they're trying to roll out like what is that? The shorts, YouTube shorts. So it's going to be like a
Yes,
TikTok
yes.
version.
Mhm,
But I think YouTube still like people still make a lot of content there and still are able to get paid there. That's where it,
mhm,
it really favors the creators. So I think TikTok and YouTube kind of live in the same world, whereas like Instagram and Facebook are pay to play.
mhm.
So
Pay to play.
I don't even know if I answered your question.
No, you did. You did. I just wanted you literally answered it when you said YouTube fits in that and then Instagram is pay to play. I really, really like that. So yeah, with the small businesses, like how also would they use Pinterest? Because I know Pinterest is very powerful, but a lot of people do not understand Pinterest. They think it's where you go to get
Yeah.
recipes and workouts. So,
I mean, if you're a blog writer, Pinterest is such a good place for you to be because it's literally a search engine. So people are
mhm,
going there to find inspiration or information about certain things, like social media marketing tips, anything like that. Like even your TikTok videos, if you have
mm,
like a nice database of educational TikTok content, you could repurpose that for Pinterest and just put
mm,
up, a thumbnail. And I think that would also gain traction. There's a lot of opportunity and potential for growth there because it is all searchable.
mhm. That's good.
But
Yeah.
that's more for like
Um,
keywords and that kind of stuff.
what'd you say?
Sorry, more for like being strategic with your keywords and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so as a social media professional, what do you think is the greatest difference between working with a small business versus a corporation? Because you've worked with both, which is kind of rare.
Yeah, yeah. I think working with bigger businesses and corporations is nice in the fact that a lot of them have teams. So
Mm-hmm.
the work ends up being a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more easy. Whereas small businesses, there's a lot of hand holding, and I so desperately want to help, but like it's almost like my time can't. I don't have enough time to help everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
trying my biggest what I want to do is find more solutions for small business owners that are more accessible, especially with social media, because I know it's a huge problem. Like some people have, like, especially process oriented people, they
Mm-hmm.
can like set their schedule, have everything laid out, and like
God bless
it
their hearts.
works for you, right?
Yes, God bless their
And
hearts.
I've tried so many times to do that. I even have like a team, that
Mhm.
helps me, and I'm so intuitive with like how I am that I don't create that way. And so I think I understand and empathize with a lot of small business owners. And that's where, the difference is that it's easier. So I almost like work with the bigger corporations and businesses to like sustain my business so I can focus on helping small businesses.
That's fabulous. So, with that being said, one of the recommendations that that beautiful, lovely TikTok that you posted, I loved it. You talked about you got some insider tips about the recommendation for Instagram growth. When I've had clients come to me saying they want to, bring on their social media, grow it, even if they haven't even like got their business started, they just want to get started with social media. First thing they do is they go to Instagram and they just want to grow. They just want followers or they just want likes. And not really, how things we've said, like they aren't really sure how do you actually convert that to dollars and cents.
Hmm.
Um, and then we get this recommendation for the Instagram growth. And it is like, who has the time you can't that type of plan, and you can tell me what it is when I'm done yabbering. um that type of plan, you need a team for that type of thing.
Oh, yeah,
I've tried to do
definitely.
it for two clients and I'm just like, okay, I don't know if I can do this. I have to whisper that to myself because it's a lot. So what do
It's a
you
lot.
like, what do you say to that recommendation?
Am I allowed to swear?
I've been cursing, so go on. Go on.
I'm like, fuck that shit. Fuck it. Like, I saw it and I was so pissed off. I was like, no, this isn't sustainable for anybody. And they're upping the stakes every single time. Like, they want us to, I mean, at this point, I think a couple people comment on that video, like, whoa, who's going to pay me for the full time job? Like, this is insane. And I feel like,
Mhm, mhm.
even though that's their recommendation, we as users have so much power than we think that like I would be so curious as to what happened if we just all did whatever we wanted. Like what would happen to the algorithm? Like, um everybody's always trying to figure out the algorithm. It's a mystery, and or it's not, and they figure it out and then all of a sudden it changes. So what are we doing trying to catch up with something that, it's like, why not just do what you want to do?
Mhm.
Especially for your clients that like have this idea of, I want this many followers. First of all, why? But
Yes.
second of all, it's like when you're cultivating a community of people,
Mhm.
what matters is like the conversations you're having on your page? Like, who do you have there right now that you can continue to like nurture that relationship? It's
Mhm.
just, and I think focusing on those kinds of goals and those kinds of metrics are way more important. You know, the conversations you're having in the DMs, the comments that you're getting about your product or service, that is actually really good for conversion, you know, versus just
Mhm.
having content out there to be seen and exposed. I don't know.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I think that, like you said, who has time for this? And it's like you said, it just becomes vanity. And honestly, it kind of sounds like capitalism meets social media.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like you just continue to raise the stakes so that like the smaller guy can't get to it. Like a small business owner likely has a full-time job. So, and they might have kids. So, you know,
Yep.
do they have time to do 7 to 10 stories, all these reels, posting 3 times a day? I forget what it was because it was fucking ridiculous. But like how do they get there without hiring someone? And even when you hire someone, that person is going to have to bring in other people because it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's bullshit. So yes.
It's bullshit. So do whatever works for you, especially like, I don't know, I think because of social media too, we all see what other people are doing and have this idea of like what success is, or even get wrapped up in like comparison. And, you know, mental health is like a whole nother topic. But we don't often focus on like our own capacity or time commitment, and
Mhm.
like even like evaluating our own version of success or our own goals, what
Mhm.
that looks like, what that means. Because like some people have the ability to create, or the like knowledge and money to create like a full-fledged funnel and like purchase the Facebook ads. But then some people might just do the route of like DM me, you know, like it's okay to bootstrap it in the beginning. Just like you figure it out as you go. That's life, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and when I first got started on social media, not working professionally, but just as user, I was like, why are people just going DM me? Why? Sorry, Allison. Oh God, what a pandemic. I swear to God. Where was
Oh my
I?
god.
I'm so sorry. I apologize for that.
Oh, oh my gosh, that was hilarious.
Okay. Guys, somebody, family, they walk in behind you, even if you say, "Hey, I'm on a call."
Yep.
Doesn't matter. But no, I think she wants her iPad and it's in here. So priorities. I think I was saying I, I saw some small
That's funny.
businesses and they started off with, oh, DM me for ordering. And there were a lot of people who said that, that's very sketchy. I don't think that's
Hmm.
sketchy.
No, I don't either.
Not at all. As long as they have what they're doing, they're very clear and transparent. That's a great way to get started. One business, I think I ordered some, what do you call it? Some scarves from her in like 2016 just to wrap my hair. And now she has a full website.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that's to me, that's like it's okay, like you said, to bootstrap it. So what do you say? Like, has anyone ever come to you and said, I don't have like the resources to like get a website and all this, but I really want to get my product out here? Have you come in contact with that before?
Yeah, even one of my friends who does, she has a full-time job. We wanted to get her portfolio website up. She does like
Mhm.
waist beads, and they're
Oh,
really, yeah, they're gorgeous.
you gotta
And
send them to me.
she,
Mhm.
I will. She's
Yes.
awesome too. But she was worried about like how should I sell this? You know, we
Mhm.
did a portfolio website. I set up a shop in the back end and just sorry, disabled it so
Mhm.
that for now she could just sell on Instagram. Literally, it's like this, DM me. And I've
Yeah.
also seen other accounts. There's this thrift store nearby, and they only sell their stuff via DMs. It's like DM me, and her stuff gets swooped up so fast. So I'll see it and it'll already be sold.
There's no shame in that. None at all.
Yeah.
This crystal came from a DM, actually.
Ooh, I love it.
Thank you so much. It's a diorite. So you mentioned waist beads, and I have a question about that. Usually, it's a woman of color who's selling waist beads. So, do you think that small business owners of color have to, BIPOC? I'm still, working saying BIPOC. I have to say that.
I know, me too.
Yeah, it's new acronyms, but it's okay. We're rocking with it. You think that BIPOC small business owners have to move throughout social media in a different way?
Probably. I mean, because everything, like, especially, you're on TikTok, like how these apps just are inherently racist by like the way that the systems are.
Mhm, mhm.
So I think that they're always having to move through things differently. But I think that social media at least gives them the place to be more expressive and open, especially now, and especially on places like TikTok. I know that a lot of Black creators get suppressed there, which is
Mhm,
not like, that's a problem that they need to address. But
mhm.
I also feel like I have connected with so many more BIPOC creators on TikTok than I ever had access to before. And
Yes.
like, that's huge. So to know that like I'm actually connecting with people I want to connect with and seeing like businesses that I want to see is so much more powerful, um,
Mhm.
than I think where Instagram, we talked about like capitalism. I saw a meme that was like, oh, like social media is just another like example of why trickle down economics does not work, because once the like
Mhm.
super
Mhm.
popular celebrities or whatever get all the clout, there's nothing left for all the small creators at the bottom.
Wow.
That's why I think Instagram is dying in that way, because
Mhm.
TikTok favors more creators. But with more apps like TikTok, I think there is a new era and age for BIPOC creators, because
Mhm.
we're all able to connect with each other and there's more we can do by working together.
Yeah, namely Clubhouse. Are you on Clubhouse?
Yeah.
What do you think about Clubhouse? I love talking about Clubhouse.
Okay, it's like a love hate, because I love it so much for like what I'm seeing on there. Like,
Mhm.
I love the conversations that I've been able to participate in that are not even business related. They're so much more about community, um, and like actually having productive conversations and making genuine connections with people, which is what I love. What I hate is how the marketers and educators, you can feel the shift of like them getting on that platform. I'm like, don't ruin it.
Please
Please
don't do
don't.
this. Please don't do this. Stop, stop. Yeah, I was in a room on Saturday and it was sponsored.
What?
It was sponsored, yes. Yeah, it was sponsored by a local restaurant here in London. But they were like, yeah, they would break and everybody was having a good time. Just want to let you know this is sponsored by XYZ. If you want this, just tell them you came from this room and they'll I think it was like free delivery or something like that.
Oh,
So now I do like that. The thing is I like that for small businesses though.
yeah, that's nice and really interesting.
Yeah. Have you
Like,
moderated
that's
a
kind
room
of cool.
before?
I'm so scared. I don't know why I'm
You
scared.
should.
I know, especially because of the conversations that have been going on TikTok. It's about time I moderated a room on Clubhouse.
Okay. Well, I'll look you up on Clubhouse, and I would love
Yeah.
to attend a room with you. Well, Allison, that was it. That was really great. I don't have any more questions for you. Is there anything that you would like to say to any small business owners or someone looking to get into social media?
I would say try to drown out all the noise
Mhm.
and do like meet yourself where you're at. You are doing exactly what you should be doing. You are exactly where you need to be. It's all okay. You have people like us who are here to help you.
Yes.
But
And
and thank you. Oh, go ahead.
where can the people find you?
You can find me at polygonmarket.com. You can also follow me on TikTok or Instagram, Polygon Market.
Okay, awesome. Guys, Allison is really great. I hope you reach out to her for anything that you need or don't need. I'm kidding.
Even just to like talk and hang out, I'm cool with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, thank you.